Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching the 100th. This episode 7 of the first season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the episode so far. If you'd like to watch today's episode, then you can watch it for free in the description below. Just click on the link, put the password in and enjoy. So last episode it was interesting because yes, Octavia was missing and Bellamy was determined to get her back. But we also had a great backstory of Octavia, obviously being born on the Ark, how she lived her life and how she was actually caught. I really enjoyed it. They really do well with these flashbacks. It keeps me engaged, and you know what, right? I could watch a full episode on a backstory because it gives you information on a character. It kind of gives you a bit of connection, and there's quite a lot of people up on the Ark, do you know what I mean, that we can totally utilize. Like we've utilized one in Raven, who's been sent down to Earth, and obviously her boyfriend's Finn, and now she's suspecting obviously something's gone on between Finn and Clark, and she was kind of giving her the cold shoulder all last episode. And then obviously they went into the little bunker because he was trying to get supplies, wasn't there? And you seen that little like origami thing that he made Clark. Now obviously Raven's got one on her necklace, and she confronted her. She was saying, please tell me that he didn't make this for you. While I was trying to get down here to Earth, to come and see him, he was screwing somebody else. Now Clark just turned around and said, look mate, I didn't even know you existed. He thought you was dead, and obviously we were trying to get on with our lives, so I am sorry, but you can't be pissed at me because you're pretty much irrelevant in this situation since we've been down here on Earth. So she was asked the question, does she love Finn? And Clark turned around and said, I don't even know him. Like literally, I don't even know him. And I thought it was a great answer, and I thought Clark's been pretty decent the last few episodes. But I've got to say, my favourite person over the last couple of episodes has been Bellamy. I really enjoyed the backstory. Obviously, like I said, he got into like the guardmen or whatever up on the Ark, and he was waiting for a masquerade ball, and he did come and he gave Octavia a mask, and he was like, look mate, nobody's going to know who you are. You can wear that. You can go out. You can be anonymous. You can step outside the room for the first time in your life and have some fun. And she took that deal and she went out there. Now, unlucky for her, something happened. And they had to do a head count. And obviously, he was checking everybody's ID. She didn't have one. And that is how she was caught. And that is how their mother was floated. So it's a bit savage. But, I don't blame Bellamy on that. It was just unlucky. And he was trying to do the right thing by her. And then we obviously got the story of how he actually shot Jahar, so to get into the ship, to get down to Earth, one of the little snakes up there on the ship come over and proposed that offer to him. Now speaking about Earth, they've gone looking, haven't they, for her. They've ended up running into the ground people. They've attacked them. Loads of them had died. Only a couple of them survived. It was decent. Octavia was taken by one guy, but he seems to be okay. He actually kind of saved her. He healed the wound. She escaped. He caught her again. While, like I said, Bellamy and Finn was running away from nearly being murdered. He actually come and grabbed Octavia, told her to be quiet, and took her back into the little cave that he's got. But this time he did tie her up. So when he did come back in, she ended up attacking him and knocking him out. Now Bellamy did come and chase in, and he found her. He untied her, and then that guy ended up stabbing Finn right into the chest. Bellamy went to kill him. Octavia was like, no, he's actually okay. And he gone back to camp. Now, obviously, Raven's trying to get a radio sorted so they can contact the Ark, so that Clark can contact Abby, so that they can, obviously get some information on how to save him. But also, Bellamy and Octavia ended up having an argument. She was saying that everything that's happened, the reason why she's here on Earth, the reason why her mum got floated, the reason why Finn's been stabbed is all because of Bellamy. And Bellamy deeply turned around and said, mate, you're the reason why my life's changed. You know what I mean? My life pretty much ended as soon as you was born. And he's not lying there, because the first clip that we got was of his mum giving birth to Octavia and saying, she's your responsibility now, and that is mad. So I can't wait to watch today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you do, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Come in on station.
Oh, that's a bad gash, isn't it?
Theft of medical supplies, unauthorized ship launch. Each of these crimes is punishable by death. It was argued that your medical expertise is still required.
We need to talk about those flares.
That there is someone alive on Earth.
That's a matter for the council to discuss. And you are no longer on the council.
This is a restricted channel. Who is this? Please identify yourself.
This is Raven Reyes. I'm from Mecha Station.
Look at them now, mate. They're like, what?
Raven,
Is my son alive? He's gonna ask.
are you there?
Hey, she actually thought Clark was dead, didn't it, mate? She took her wristband off in protest. Now, Jaha, mate, he's gonna say, he's Wells, get Wells. It's like, yeah, sorry, mate, you know, Charlotte killed him, unlucky. But again, mate, like I said, she's a cat with 9 lives. How many times should he have died now?
One of our people was stabbed by a grounder. The Earth is survivable.
Is my son with you?
In spirit, in spirit.
Wells is dead.
Or at least she told him straight and didn't string him on. I've got to respect that.
It's a storm.
Dr. Griffin, you should look at this. There's a hurricane right on top of it.
Of course it's a hurricane, do you know what I mean? What's the odds on that? Stand back! There's a hurricane coming through. We've got him.
What the hell are you doing?
It's time to get some answers.
Look, this is not who we are.
It is now.
I do agree with him. Like, you can't say that he is not right in this occasion. You can like Bellamy, you can dislike him, but as far as they're concerned, they're on the Earth sharing with the Grounders. Yeah, every encounter they've had with the Grounders, they've taken Octavia, they killed all their people. Do you know what I mean? They tried to kill Jasper. These haven't actually done anything to the Grounders yet, and they need info. Why are you killing us? How have you survived? What's your plan? You know, how many is you? I don't blame him for actually going back and taking him. Although, yes, he was okay with Octavia and he did try and save them. As far as they're concerned, they're all the enemy right now until they actually know who they are and why they're here.
Just don't remove the knife yet.
Tyler! The last thing we need is this bastard getting free.
I don't even think he speaks English. He won't understand you.
Oh, I think he will.
He'll understand the way of the fist. What was he looking at then?
Mr. Chancellor, I just need a moment.
Well, if you're here to talk about Abby's council seat, now is not a good time.
Trust me, you need to hear this. We need to talk. My people are angry and confused. They're coming to me with dangerous questions, Thelonious. Many of them lost loved ones in the culling.
You've activated Project Exodus.
What's that? What an idiot. How did he leave that on there?
Congratulations. You will forever be remembered as the man who brought us back to the ground.
Grip on the knife. You're gonna need to angle it upward to the left, very slightly to the left as it exits the rib cage.
How very slightly?
3 millimeters.
Bleeding
Wait,
now.
what was that? You dropped out.
Clark, you've assisted me on trickier procedures than this. And once that knife is out, the hard part is over.
I'd just yank it out, me. I'd get it and then just boom.
Do not move. Almost got it. Hold still.
Hey. She's definitely yanked it out.
It's out.
Is he alright though? Is he bleeding or what? Right, I understand Clark pulled that out, right? But did she do it? She did do it. Obviously, we just seen her do it. But like, anyone could have just done that, what she just done. That was no skill, was it? She was holding it, and then the hurricane hit, everyone went flying, and she pulled it out. It literally could have been Wells' dead body holding that. And you know what I mean? And he could have got flown with the hurricane. But I suppose, you know, you saved my life. I'm eternally grateful. Sorry, Raven, we're breaking up now. I'm going with Clark. But, you know, I feel like that's how she's thinking it's going to go. I'm not too sure yet, though.
Where's your camp? How many of you are there?
Hey. Check it out.
Lawrence. He likes Octavia.
So our
Oh.
camp. I'm guessing if I counted all those marks, it'd add up to 102.
That's interesting. Guy's a good sketcher, isn't there?
Okay. I'm done. He's feverish, and his breathing's uneven.
Well, you need to give him some time to recover. Let me know if he gets any worse, but I think he might just be out of the woods.
Well, if he didn't hate us before, he does now.
How's Finn?
Alive. His people will care. How long until they figure out where he is?
How many more of our people need to die until you realize we're fighting a war?
Oh, he's having a seizure.
He was fine. Get my mother on the radio now.
Hey, if I lived up there, I'd be asking when we're going down to Earth then. If they, because everyone heard that they survived, and these grounders down there as well.
You shouldn't be here.
You're wrong, Mom. This is
Mum,
exactly where I should
that's his mum.
You're standing where my wife took her last breath. You knew those kids were on the ground. that the Earth is survivable?
You were supposed to protect us.
Make this any worse than it already is.
We want answers.
We want our people back.
On the signal for a General Assembly of the station representatives.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, it's the best way now.
Secrets.
Yeah, I do believe this is the best way.
If I'd waited a day, 2 days, they'd still be alive.
To be honest, he waited 10 extra, didn't they?
You didn't make that decision alone, Marcus. Pull yourself together, Kane. And then get your ass to the mess hall.
God, he's burning up. Fluid in his lungs. Does that mean the knife hit something? No, this isn't blood. It's something else. Seizing. It's poison. Clark, you sterilized everything. I watched you do it.
Not everything. What's on this?
Talking about.
He poisoned the blade.
I'll get him to talk.
Bellamy, no!
Look, he wants Finn to die. Why can't you see that?
He was protecting me. He saved my life.
We're talking about Finn's life.
I'm understanding both arguments here. You know, I'm not a sit on the fence. What I would do is I would stab him with it a little bit so he was hurt. Do you know what I mean? Because then he'd be poisoned.
I wish you had.
Oh.
Just tell them.
He should just tell them. He should just tell them, man. Yo, he's muscly him. See what I mean, right? Can you be mad at Bellamy for that? No, you can't. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to save Finn's life. And the fact is, the guy poisoned him and he sat up there. He was quiet, knowing that he was dying down there. Now, being the grounder is interesting because if you can understand them, you can see that they don't actually want to hurt you. They're doing it in fear. It's totally different. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can get people that... Like a war, you purposely going in to invade a country to try and, you know, destroy everybody. But if somebody's trying to, I don't know, protect themselves by obviously hurting you because you've been hurting them, you can't. It's different. Like, listening to them, Octavia's constantly saying, he's a good guy, he's a good guy. He's not the one that we should be afraid of. Now, if he can understand that, you know, when Clark come up, she was saying, we're not these people, you know what I mean? We're not killers, we're not fighters. And then he's like, but they are. And we need to get the upper hand. We need to know why he's doing it, why he's got this book, why he's ticking us off. And, like, the guy can listen to it. So, like, to me, I'm watching this thinking that I'm him in that perspective, looking at the room, and I would be judging it as these are not actually bad people. You know what I mean? They're actually only hurting me because I, or we, as a collective, the ground people, have been taking them out.
Earth is survivable.
How do we know you're not still lying to cover up for the culling?
Because my son's dead.
All those people died for nothing.
Did my son die for nothing? No, he didn't.
Please.
You know nothing about how we feel.
I lost my son!
I didn't know that.
He's going to try and make a plea to take the lead again.
Chancellor Jaha has sacrificed as much as any of us.
There's an open seat on the council. What do you say, Diana?
They're not happy with it. She's trying to make a play back up, look. I called that before it happened. It was obvious.
You don't have to be here for this.
I'm not leaving until I get that antidote.
He's going to shout stop. Oh, no, she's not.
What are you doing?
You're electrocuting him now.
Which one is it?
Octavia, no.
Ah, tell me the antidote. That's good.
Me die.
Look how fast he give into it. Yo, he's so strong. I actually like this guy real bad. I hope he's not got the, you know, when he speaks, my name's Jeff, you know, like one of them voices. I want him to be like a scary guy. Do you know what I mean? Yo, he's a proper warrior, him. He's so strong. Now, why has he took such a liking to Octavia? I need to see all of the other people, you know, the grounders, what they look like. Because he's sketching her. Where did he first see her? You know, in the lake? I don't know. Was he the one in the trees with the mask on that we first seen? It is interesting. And like I said, mate, even though he's not spoken, I actually like him. And I can't blame anyone for what they done there. Can't blame her for cutting herself. Can't blame him for whipping him. Can't blame her for electrocuting him. They've all got the reasons.
know when he wakes up. He'll need water when he does.
She might have actually caught the feels in it.
Do this without you. I think he'll be okay.
Oh, that's thanks to you.
I'm so proud of you.
Clark?
Baby, I know something else is
What's wrong?
That's dead because of you. He let me believe that he did it.
so that I'd hate him instead of you.
To happen. Jaha was supposed to talk him out of it.
I'm done talking to you.
I know she's emotional, but I just don't like her, how she reacts around all of it. When people try and give her information, she don't want to listen. It's like she's made her mind up already.
I don't know who I am anymore. I've done some terrible things.
God will forgive you, Marcus. The question is, will you be able to forgive yourself?
See, I'm not religious like, but would God forgive you if you believed you done an action that was supposed to help some people? Do you know what I mean? But it turned out to be bad.
Let me try.
Yeah, innit? Why has everybody just left all the blood all over his face?
I never wanted him to get hurt, Octavia. I just wanted to save Finn.
You didn't save Finn, that was me.
Whatever you want to tell yourself to feel better.
You know, the hurricane hit and you kind of went flying, and then you give him a drink after she got it. You stitched him up though. I like him. I do like him. Yeah, what a legend. Oh, this has been one of my favourite episodes. I don't know, man. I'm just intrigued massively.
Good save.
It wasn't just me. She needs you, Finn.
Seems like she's having a
Where is it?
meltdown.
He's away. Who's asking for it?
Clark. Who we are and who we need to be to survive are very different things.
We can't keep him locked up forever.
If we let him go, he'll be back. It's not easy being in charge, is it?
A former chancellor. No one knows more about Project Exodus than you do. The good news is you're going to the ground. The bad news is not all of us are. There are 2,237 people on this ark. Enough dropships to carry 700.
See, that there is a problem, but like, how can I word it? Like, it's not their fault. I.e., when this matter is raised to the general public, they're going to get blamed, you know? They're all going to be mad at them. They're all going to be saying, you're killing us. They're all going to be angry. Yet, what he's trying to say there is, mate, we didn't expect this many people to be on this ark when... Well, now, you know what I mean? And especially, like, at the time when we left Earth, we brought what we could as the supplies and the amount of ships that we could take us back there. And obviously, we didn't expect it to be this situation. So, I get it from their point of view. You have to look at it from everyone's side. I don't think people look at anything in life, not in just this program. In life, in general, people pick a side or they look at it from one perspective and they don't look at it from the others. So, say, for example, somebody hates Bellamy, yeah? They would have hated him all this episode and not looked at it from just an objective standpoint and why he was doing it, and it makes total sense. Like, you can like a character or you can dislike a character and you can still understand their actions and get behind it, whether you're for or against it. So, like, here, it's interesting. I could see straight away that she was trying to snake her way back into that board. And, you know, what the odds that she'd come into his room and, you know, start asking him questions. And, you know, this guy was, like, mouthing off and kicking off and stuff, and like the thing is his wife volunteered, you know, like he didn't pick her, she chose to go there, and he had way too many people in the volunteering, so she could have come out of it and let somebody else take a place. So like, he is not the reason why your wife's dead. She is the reason why your wife's dead. If you're going to put it in point blank terms, you know what I mean? Black and white. She didn't have to go. Now, we respect it and we say, well done. You're a big person for actually sacrificing your life. But it wasn't a necessity because somebody else could have took it. So you can't blame him because your kid's motherless when it was the mum who decided to go herself. So I don't know. That's my point of view anyway. Like, it didn't have to be her. She had her own choice. She made it. No one forced her. They might have forced her, but they didn't. There's a difference between actually doing it and then actually doing it. Like, but I also think it was interesting here in this episode, that guy's strong. He was being whipped. He was being, you know, zapped. He was being, I don't even know if he was cut. He was beaten up. He had something put through his hand. The guy didn't even make a noise until he actually said thank you to Octavia at the end. Now, I want to know if he's just picked that up from listening, and he understands like thank you is like a compliment for something that someone's done good, or if he actually knows English, which I believe that he would do, because, you know, we're on season 1 and we know that there's a lot of ground people. So like going through the seasons, unless they're all just going to do sign language and we're going to get subtitles and they're all going to like learn as they go, then it would just make more sense. It'd be much easier for everybody if they could speak. So again, I actually like this episode very much. I thought it was one of the best ones that we've had, just because of the situation. Will he die? Will he not? You know, does he like Octavia? Does he not? You know, is he going to speak? Is he not? You know what I mean? And as well as the ship as well. I enjoyed it. Okay, now it's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Now, do you know what? I'm torn, between which character I like the most. Like, every scene Jasper's been in, really enjoyed it. But then I don't think he's been in it enough for me to say, like, he is, you know, like, the one that I like the most. I feel like you need quantity over little sporadic bits of quality. You know, somebody who's in it more consistent. Now, recently, I've actually really enjoyed Bellamy. I enjoyed, like, what he's trying to do. You know, I liked his backstory, and you know, I thought it was just really interesting in just how his characters kind of progressed. I thought he was a proper asshole at the start, but then we've kind of like gone a bit forward, and you can see that, you know, he's kind of struggling with trying to be the leader and the tough decisions, the tough ones that you have to make. Yes, exiling Murphy was tough, but it had to be done, and he done it. You know, he killed Murphy technically, well, nearly killed him or whatever. He would have died, and that's a tough decision, and he actually committed to it because that's what the people wanted. Do you know what I mean? Here, he's gone, he's got the grounder, he's torturing him. He doesn't want to do it. I'm not that type of person, but these things have to be done. The fact is, we found the book, it's got 102, you know, numbers in there, which is interesting because I was thinking 102, who's that? And then he was the +1, 101, which shouldn't have been on there. Ravens come down 102, and 10 have been crossed off. So he's saying, mate, the guy's got drawings of the camp. He's got how many of us are here. He's got how many of us have been taken away. He's got drawings of Octavia. You know, he's been poisoned downstairs. What is happening? We need to know who he is, where he's from. Does he understand us? What did he want? I get it. If you don't understand that, I can't help you. Like, it literally makes total sense what he was trying to do. Even, you know, Clark, she come up, she's speaking to him. At first, before Finn was in the poison state, she was like, we're not these type of people, you know, you shouldn't be hurting him, etc. And he was like, I know we're not, but the thing is, do you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to hurt us, so we need to get the upper hand to go and obviously have some sort of defense when they actually come to us. You know what I mean? She was obviously not wanting to hurt him. That's why I was saying it'd be interesting from his perspective if he was stood there. You know, he's obviously locked up like this. You've got some people on the front trying to attack him to get him to talk, and then you've got other people like Octavia and Clark at the time trying to not defend him, but saying like, we're not these type of people that hurt and torture people. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need to be better than this. He's trying to save my life. Do you know what I mean? He's not one of them. He's a good guy. And like, it was conflicting, but if I was reading the room, he should just understand, like, sometimes it ain't personal, it's just business. And that's technically what that was. It ain't personal. They're not beating you up because they know who you are, and they just, like, it's business. You're the enemy right now. You're taking us out. We're taking you out. And that is point blank, plain and simple. Once he's released, or once, obviously, I don't know, like, he's let go and let down, then you can be friends. If they find out he's not a bad guy, then they could be friendly. They're right now living in fear, and that is the reason why he's tied up, and that's the reason they're doing this. Now, Clark, I don't mind Clark, actually. She flips, like, my liking of her. Not like, I actually like her, but, like, the way I feel, like, I flip all the time because she does stuff that stresses me out. Like, with the Wells thing, like, she was just instantly, I dislike you, it was your fault, bang, bang, bang. Never let him explain himself, talk to him, get closer. And then when it did happen, you know what I mean, he got took out. And now straight away, boom, it's my mum's fault. Bang, bang, bang. And it's like, let her speak. You know what I mean? She was like, her mum literally said, it wasn't supposed to go down like that. Chancellor Jaha. And then I think she was like, I don't want to listen. Boom, turned off. I was like, mate, I want to listen. I want to know what actually was happening. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe they didn't want to do that to him, but something like random got in the way and it just fucks it all up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to know the full story. I never judge anybody, me, until I understand near enough everything that's kind of going on. So I didn't kind of jump on Kane and say I dislike him. I kind of, like, as we've gone forward, it's interesting. He was saying that it was his fault that 300 people died. wait, he said I could have waited two more days. Well, you could have waited 2 more days, but the fact is, you waited 10 days. Now, it wasn't your choice to wait the 10 days, but you extended it 10 days, and then, you know, you made the decision then. So you did kind of try. You didn't do it just yourself. It was a council of people. You can't put all the blame on you. So, I mean, I like how he's gone to his mum as well, to be honest. I didn't know that was his mum, but I thought it was interesting. And I also think, you know, I'm not a big fan of having a relationship, and I can't even explain it. Like, the simplistic terms is that he had a good relationship, Finn, with his girlfriend on the ship, and now he's come down to Earth, and he's kind of liking Clark, and he's kind of changing over. Now, I don't really like that, because to me, he should still love Raven, even though he's getting a bit of feelings for Clark. He should be able to push that away, because he's only known her, like she said, for 10 days. Now, it's different. In the Vampire Diaries, with Elena, Damon, and Stefan, yeah, that dynamic was different. Like, I liked how she was with one brother, then she was with the other, and then she was back with the one, she's back with the other, and you was constantly guessing. This one, the feel, the vibe is just different. It's one hardcore love somebody, he did, now he's drifting away, and then one's kind of liking him, and like, to me, it's like an awkward love triangle, not like an exciting love triangle. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, if we're going to get a love story going, I want to be fully engaged, like I am with Octavia and this guy. I don't know his name, but every time I see them, kind of makes me smile. Every time I see Finn and Raven, I'm like, oh, I feel kind of bad for them. Every time I see kind of Finn and Clark, I'm like, oh, I kind of feel bad for you, Clark. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really like, yes, mate, this is a good love triangle. So, I don't know, it'd be interesting to see how it goes. I hope they just pick and rock with one of them, whether it's pick Clark, Raven hates her, and she hates him, or pick Raven and Clark just gets on with it, because I feel like she would. So it'll be interesting to see anyway. I think the storylines have been good. Quite a lot of stuff's going on now, so that you can get behind certain characters here and there. And, you know, I can't wait, obviously, to see what these grounders want, what he actually wants from them. If he does get with Octavia, that's the big one for me right now. I'm really liking it. Obviously, I can't wait to find out more. So thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.